right, just to start off break, if we could give just like a really warm round of welcoming to the parents that are sitting in the back, just to let you all know. So welcome.
We hope you're having a good day today. Just a friendly reminder, if you could please stick around after break. I guess there's something planned for you when we're done over here.
Yeah, just a few announcements. Today we're going to still do hand turkeys in the quad. We got a lot of people last time. Be nice to see more people today, as well as the 8th and 9th versus 11th grade. If it's not raining, there will be soccer on the field today for class points.
Alright, and then,
keep donating to Thanksgiving, and also after break, if everybody in music,
music and JSA
Golden Gavel winners go outside for pictures, and try and keep your announcements short. Again, thanks.
Good morning, everybody. As you know, end of semester projects, papers, and exams are right around the corner. The exam schedule for the end of the semester should be out by the end of the week. So if you're at home, check the Falcon. For those of you on campus, it'll be published on campus and it'll be in Haiku and on the website. And I just wanted to say something about getting ready for finals. So obviously today for tutorial, some of you will be going to see teachers outside of class, or you'll be using tomorrow's morning tutorial, and you'll be doing the same in free periods and so forth moving forward in the next couple of weeks. And your teachers will be giving you study guides and an overview of how to best prepare for their individual exams. But we also wanted to remind you that this year on our community reading list, we offered Make It Stick, the Science of Successful Learning, and there are a couple of very important techniques that we are aware of now from the best research on learning theory, cognitive science, neuroscience, taking a look at the body of research that's out there. And they are telling us, for example, that we want to avoid rereading our notes or just highlighting our notes in preparation for an exam. It's much better to use a technique they call retrieval practice, which is take a quiz or test yourself to get ready for a test. So some of you are already building Quizlet accounts. You're using the test feature on Quizlet to practice in preparation for a test. That's a wonderful use of retrieval practice. The other technique that they recommend is spacing. The kids on the street call it cramming. We want to avoid cramming. We want to avoid mass practice. And so those of you that have been here for a few years know what we're recommending to those of you that are recently here. We want you to adopt this idea of distributing your practice over time, spacing it out, making a study guide for yourself, and preparing in advance, starting a couple of weeks, not the night before an exam. If you have further questions, you can come see me. The Science of Successful Learning is posted on the York blog. You can search for Science of Successful Learning. Also, you can talk to your teachers, obviously, about those techniques for their classes. Thanks and good luck.
Tomorrow and Friday, I'll be away with the Regional Honor Choir, so there'll be no music reading tomorrow. There'll be no choir on Friday. But Monday, 8A, there will be choir. Now, when Matt said about music going outside, I think he meant the names I'm going to read now, which are the people who have been accepted into CCS honor leagues. And we have a whole bunch, and I'm delighted to announce your names. And after break, we're going to take your picture out here. So not everyone in music goes out there. All right, in the high school honor band, and if you have a question, I hope I didn't screw this up, come and talk to me. Dominic Van Ness, Christian Coe, and John Yeager. In the high school honor orchestra, Jonathan Vu, Michelle Vu, Daniel Auerbach, and Camilla Cheesebro. In the middle school honor band, Karen Ritchie and Natalie Sanford. And I forgot to bring this list up. In the middle school honor choir, Hadley Sprague. In the high school honor choir, this is the list I hope I remember. Maddie Jewell, Audrey Musto, Maris Welch, Emma Finch, Nina Lawrence Ganong, and Alex Davies. So congratulations to all you folks for being great musicians.
As I said yesterday, we need to raise some money to buy the rice and beans for our rice and beans packaging project. That's going to happen December 2nd. I have this donation box. It will be in the front office. If those of you, your path group is not making sandwiches, even if your path group is making sandwich, anybody who wants to donate $2 or $3, this will be in the front office. I appreciate any donations. And the other thing I'm going to say is, what is killing me is that it is going to rain and people leave their textbooks outside. Those textbooks are worth a lot of money, especially if they're chemistry or algebra 2 or geometry textbooks. Take care of your stuff. It's going to get rained on. It will mold if you leave your books out in the rain.
One of the things we love about Break's opportunity to recognize students and their accomplishments, like the music students. Another thing we get to do is talk about those things that are really important to us as a community. I appreciate that Ms. Wilson was just up here talking about this great Thanksgiving project, and I thought the convocation went really well. So today we have the opportunity to recognize someone well known to you. You all know Austin Eaton. You probably know Austin Eaton not just because of his good-looking hair, but you probably know that he's been involved in a long-term project about the plague, the disease of malaria, and how serious that is around the country. Among other things, Austin raised over $8,000 for an organization called Imagine No Malaria, and he did so in a typical York fashion, creative thinking, problem solving. Some of you are here and remember the Save It or Shave It campaign. That I was particularly happy that the Save It side won. Nevertheless, this week is a celebration that some of you know about. We had the opportunity to talk about this more than once. That's National Philanthropy Day. So, quick, one of our Greek scholars, philanthropy means? Yeah, love of humankind. So philanthropists are people that demonstrate their concern for humanity, and they do so by giving of themselves, giving of their time, and giving of their resources. Because organizations like Imagine No Malaria would go out of business if, like this beanbagging project, if there wasn't some financial support. So one of the cool things that Austin did was not only follow through on a commitment to service, a very York thing to do, but he raised a bunch of money in order to sustain the effort. So this Friday, the National Philanthropy Day celebration, in front of about 425 community leaders in the biggest ballroom on the whole Monterey Peninsula, Austin will be named the Youth Philanthropist of the Year. He joins a very select group. Austin is the 7th York student to win this award in the last 11 years. And we're very proud of what he's done, of course. We're proud of the other 6, but we're especially proud of how this reflects the values that make us a community. So congratulations, Austin. Congratulations to all of you for the work that you do in giving back to the community. Thanks.
Been known as one of the happiest places on earth, but on my 10th birthday, I thought of it as one of the most terrifying. As a child, I never really cared for roller coasters or any type of ride that moved faster than my 4 miles per hour hot pink Barbie Jeep. Even though I had a huge fear of rides, I still love going to Disneyland anyway. What little kid doesn't like going to Disneyland? Being an only child, my parents never forced me to go on any of the rides that scared me until that day. Growing up, I was always able to get out of things I was too scared to do. But as I could tell from my parents' faces, I wasn't getting out of this one. Apparently, age 10, my parents was the age where I was supposed to be grown up and had to go on every single ride there. I woke up that morning not realizing by the end of that day, I would have gone on all the rides that I swore to my little kid self I would never go on. I jumped in the car, ready to go in my pink sparkly Disneyland outfit with my Minnie Mouse ears already on my head. When we got to Disneyland, I was thrilled to go on It's a Small World, but my parents had something else in mind. I was forced to wait in a 30-minute line for a ride that I had no intention of liking. I dreaded every time we had to walk one more step as the line moved. This terrifying ride we were waiting for was the all-time popular Splash Mountain. As the line moved faster and faster, my face became more stricken with fear. It was our turn. I asked my parents one last time if I actually had to do this. As they said yes, I forced my legs that felt like jello onto the boat. My dad in front, myself in the middle, my mom in the back. My fear was at its climax, and I felt like I was going to cry my eyes out, and wouldn't you know, the next minute I had tears streaming down my cheeks. I sat on the boat terrified, eyes wide open. The ride seemed to be going as slowly as possible, building up all my suspense. The singing, happy Disneyland characters on the ride did not help at all. I cried even harder every time I saw each cheerful, smiling face, knowing as we passed each one, the petrifying part I was trying to avoid would soon be approaching. Then I saw it, the drop. There was no going back now. I wrapped my arms and legs around the log seat so I was lying flat on my stomach. I screamed and cried as hard as my 10-year-old body could, then splash! It was over. I gradually sat back up, opened my teary eyes, and realized it wasn't that bad. I ran to go look at our picture at the end of the ride, and to my surprise, I wasn't even in it. I guess I was flat on top of the log seat when the ride went down. After that day, my parents forced me to go on all the rides at Disneyland. I realized, in the end, it had turned out to be one of the happiest days. After all the sweat and tears, the rides were actually really fun. I believe you can never just assume you don't like something until you try it. Without my parents forcing me to go on all the rides, I would never have figured out that I'm a total thrill seeker. Most everything my parents have forced me to do in life, I've ended up loving. I guess I should listen to them more often.
Day 347. They don't suspect a thing. They still think I'm one of them. Or at least, that's how I hoped it would go. For over 2 years in middle school, I tried to fake my personality to make all the kids like me. It didn't work very well. But I had been myself for all of elementary school, and now no one would talk to me. I had exactly one close friend who was willing to be seen with me during school hours, and when she wasn't there, I was like the real-life version of that nerd in every high school movie who sits at a large table alone at lunch. I thought that there was something wrong with me because I couldn't socialize or have friends like a normal person. The only place where I could actually be myself was online. Now, most people will tell you that everyone fakes a personality on the internet, but for me, and pretty much everyone I've talked to, it's the exact opposite. I could be myself, unrestricted and uncensored, and no one could judge me. Even if they did, I could always block them or turn off anonymous messaging. But as it turns out, I didn't even have to do that. I had found my people, the crazy fangirls who stay up till midnight having Doctor Who marathons, rereading Harry Potter, and crying over Sherlock. And I made friends, despite the warnings of all the adults in my life telling me that if I made friends on the internet, they would all kidnap me and attack me, and that I would never be heard from again. What really surprised me the most wasn't that I wasn't going to be hurt by any of these people, but that they actually truly liked me. I came to York the next year, and because the school has a reputation of being so open and accepting, I decided to see what would happen if I acted like I did online. It wasn't like I would be changing myself at all. In fact, all I would be doing is trying not to change myself anymore.
I could be as enthusiastic.
I could be as enthusiastic about anything as I wanted to be. And to my shocked delight, I was accepted. Nobody judged me or criticized me, and in fact, they went farther than that and befriended me. Needless to say, I was happier than I'd been in a long time. Everyone will tell you to be yourself. that you'll always be liked and accepted for exactly who you are. Well, this is a filthy lie. However, I believe that it is more important to have one person love you for who you truly are than to have everyone in the world like you for something you're not.
Okay, your quiz bowl at lunch in room 3. If you know what it is, come. If you don't, come anyway.
So, Ice Plant Crew, meet in the old spot by the science building at work jobs today. Thanks.
Speaking of work jobs, I heard from Mr. Sanchez that somebody from the science building put their trash in somebody else's trash, which not only just, redistributes the problem to somebody else, but, it's not the point of the work job. So please do make the trek all the way to the dumpster. It'll be worth it. You usually only have to do a trash can once a week, so please do your trash cans once a week all the way to the dumpster, please. Thank you.
There's a Key Club meeting tomorrow during lunch in room 4. Please be there.
There's a robotics meeting tomorrow at lunch in the physics room.
Two quick announcements. This last Saturday, boys varsity cross country qualified for the state meet. Including class will be selling pizza today in about an hour. $2 a slice.
French Honor Society students, we received the videos from the French students introducing themselves in English, so we're going to watch those during lunch at 11:40 in Mr. Daniel's room. And if you're not in French Honor Society, you could still come and watch. They're going to be really cool.
You got a great time in Ball State! Alright, so York came back with 2 gavels from Fall State. Kevin Zamzow Pollock and Denny Beck both won gavels around the clock. So thank you everybody who went. It's a great time. It was great to see everyone participate in one way or another, whether it was speaking during a thought talk or going up as a sub-speaker or main speaker. So great job. We have a JSA meeting this Friday in room 8. And that's it. Also, it's never too early to start thinking about Winter Congress, right?
Parents, thank you so much for joining us, and everybody else, go to class.